Ringo TV Reactions. You already don't know what it is, fam. We back again in the building. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. Let's get down to business, fam. So we talking about the situation here. Tory Lanez sentenced to 10 years in prison. That's right, guys. 10 years in prison. And Meg the Stallion is pretty much laughing. Now, guys, I already done told you 1,000 times that these ladies got no love for you, bro. This woman is evil. She lied about a lot of things. And for whatever reason, now this guy's career is totally destroyed over a woman. And this is why I keep telling you, brothers, put God first. Focus on your health and your fitness and leave these women alone, because this is what they do. Now, this guy is going to pretty much sit in prison for 10 years, rotting away, career over, and it's sad. You know what I mean? This is what the modern BW does, bro. And it's sad. It's disgusting, to say the least. 10 years? 10 years? Really? And this woman is still going around acting like she's suffering some sort of trauma and mental problems and all sorts of issues. And she has no peace because Tory didn't get his judgment. This is what they want for you guys. You know, and the same thing happens at the 9 to 5. This is why I told you guys, when you go to work, go to your job, do what you got to do, and leave these women alone, bro. Leave them alone. Don't say hi. Don't say good morning. Don't say nothing, fam. Just keep it business. You're not at work to smash. You're not at work to holla. You're at work to do your job and go home. You see what I mean? If Tory would have, you know what I mean, just focused on the business and leave these broads in the industry alone, you know what I mean, he would have never been in this mess. You see what I'm saying? But he got set up. You know what I mean? And the industry been wanting to take him out for a long time because he figured out a way of how to have success in the business without really being connected. You know what I mean? So they've been wanting to take him out. So they use Meg the Stallion to do the dirty job. See, the demon that was behind Meg the Stallion lined up Tory Lanez, took him out. You know what I mean? So now what's going to happen to this man's career now? You know, 10 years? Come on, 10 years. So she got shot in her foot. And look how long ago that was. They've been trying to crucify this man for a long time. See, when they crucify Tory Lanez, they crucify all of us brothers. You got to understand how this is, fam. You got to understand this ain't a game. This is what, if they do this to him, think about this, guys. If they did this to Tory Lanez, right? What more they gonna do to you guys? What more will they do to you? You know? Nobody should trust Meg the Stallion. Nobody. You know what I mean? And this is why I keep telling you guys, y'all be, I don't know what's the matter with you guys. Like, you got to be of the maturity level of understanding that in today's day, you cannot be associated with these women, bro. In America, bro, it's dangerous. They only focus on lining you up. They will go on talk shows. Like Meg the Stallion went on talk shows to talk about this madness, lying all day, lying about being in a relationship with dude, lying about getting it in, lying about everything, just a bunch of lies. And everybody believes her. Everybody believed that she's a saint when she's a sinner, you know? And it's disgusting, man. 10 years? Imagine that, bro. You at the court and the judge says, we giving you 10 years, bro. 10 years. 10 years is a long time. The whole world will change in 10 years. By the time Tory is out, man, you're going to have AI robots walking up and down these streets. You know? And Meg the Stallion is laughing right now. She's laughing, bro. She's amused by the stories. She's amused. She's laughing. And to her, it's hilarious. And it's disgusting, man. You know, this news pretty much came out probably like or like 25, 30 minutes ago, something like that. You know, it's all over the place. Tory Lanez sentenced to 10 years. I'm reading an article right now. Tory Lanez sentenced to 10 years in prison for shooting Meg Thee Stallion. It goes on and it says, let's see what we got. Rapper Tory Lanez was sentenced to 10 years in a prison for the 2020 shooting of Meg Thee Stallion. The sentence for the 31-year-old Canadian rapper, whose legal name is Destar Peterson, was handed down Tuesday after several delays. Judge David Hereford had been expected to deliver Lane's sentence on Monday, but the proceedings turned into a marathon 2-day session after the judge had attorneys for both sides argue each factor of his potential sentence and allowed 7 witnesses, including Lane's father and the mother of his 6-year-old son, to give statements on behalf of Lane's. Megan also issued a victim impact statement Monday, read by Deputy Derek Attorney Kathy Tay, stating she will never be the same. This is what Meg Thee Stallion is putting out there, that she will never be the same because she got allegedly shot in her foot. With all the trauma and drama she's been through with various men, she will never be the same because of Tory. But she's perfectly fine with all the trauma and drama she dealt with in the industry. They use Meg Thee Stallion to take Tory Lanez out, y'all. Guys, be on full alert. Be on full alert, guys. They got no love for you, fam. They will line you up, take you out, and your career is over. This is why I keep telling you guys, keep everything business. Try not to get too close. You know what I'm saying? You deal with these women, you deal with them accordingly, and you got to have records of what's going on. You know what I mean? You can't move sloppy because that demon is going to come out and they're going to line you up. And that's what went down. So it goes on, it says Lane's sentencing hearing was originally scheduled for January, but was rescheduled when he hired new attorneys and again after his legal team filed a motion for a new trial. The motion was denied in May. So they've been trying to cook him for a long time. You know, they've been wanting to crucify him. You know? It says Meg Thee Stallion has not experienced a single day of peace after Tory Lanez shot her, she says in written statement. So basically what she's saying is every day she wakes up, she's traumatized and stressed because of the situation that took place. In a written statement Monday, Meg Thee Stallion said she has suffered daily since Lanez shot her in the feet 3 years ago. So every day she's getting up, she says that she's suffering. Okay. Since I was viciously shot by the defendant, I have not experienced a single day of peace. These are lies, bro. Let me tell you something, fam. These women are demons, bro. These women are demons, bro. And see, you guys, I'm telling you, bro. Y'all, man, when I tell you, fam, if you want to know what the devil look like, bro, they got breasts, bro. Trust and believe me, fam. Trust and believe me. Because the demon came out and took this brother out. A lot can happen to a man in 10 years, man. 10 years? Really? Like, this doesn't even make any sense when you look at the case. It makes no sense. They just said, hey, we're going to put him in prison as punishment. And they used the BW, bro. I'm telling you, man, you don't got to look for the white man to do anything to you, man. I promise you. You do not have to look for the white man. He's not going to be there to throw you under the bus. It's going to be your own people. you know. Since I was viciously shot by the defendant, I have not experienced a single day of peace, Meg said in a statement read by Ta. Slowly but surely, I'm healing and coming back, but I will never be the same. This is what they do. They play the victim, the trauma card. You know, they don't have no peace. They struggling, you know, because they're bitter and they're blaming you for whatever they're going through. And the industry most likely used her to sacrifice this guy's career, you know? So he gonna be in a cell rotting away for 10 years. It says Lanez was found guilty of 3 felonies now. 3 felonies: assault with a semi-automatic firearm, having a loaded, unregistered firearm in a vehicle, and discharging a firearm with gross negligence. In December, for leaving the rapper wounded with bullet fragments in her feet. Megan, who testified during the trial, said she struggled with whether she would appear to give the statement in person, but said she simply could not bring herself to being in a room with Tory again. In other words, she's using all this emotional stuff that she couldn't even sit inside the same room with him because it traumatized her just seeing him. You know, she asked that her absence not be taken as a sign of indifference and urged the judge to issue a stiff sentence. Now, guys, you have to think about this. Megan, she urged the judge to issue a stiff sentence. I want you to think about that now. And I want you to think about when you on your 9 to 5 and you out and about or just in these streets. That's exactly how these sisters will do you. They want the stiffest sentence you can get because they got no love for you, fam. I'm convinced of that. You know, nobody could really change my mind about that. I know that these sisters got no love for the brothers at all because a lot of women be under the comments basically throwing Lanez under the bus and roasting him while believing everything that Megan says. They believe everything, all the lies. They believe every statement. They believe everything. That's just the way they move, man. They don't comprehend anything. They don't use any rational judgment. They don't use any deductive reasoning. They don't do anything. They just be emotional and just believe lies. You know, this is why you can't teach them anything. You know, so as soon as you try to teach these women, you know, it's like they pop an attitude with you. It says Tory Lanez gets support at sentencing hearing from Iggy. Let me see. Dad's Sunstar Moore. Lanez's father grew emotional in court Monday as he describes his son losing his mother at age 11. Sunstar Peterson, a Christian minister, choked back tears as he talked about his wife, dying just a few days after showing the first symptoms of a rare blood disorder. It goes on and it says, quote, "I don't think anybody ever gets over that," said Peterson about Daystar's reaction, but his music became his outlet. Several others gave statements on Lanez's character and charitable giving. In other words, they wanted to, I guess, make the judge understand that he gives, you know, to the charities, he does all this other stuff. Typically trying to, I guess, make the judge realize, hey, this is a good guy. He got good character. He did things for the community, to try to hope that would somehow help, you know what I mean? But it's not really going to help when the judge is already paid to deliver a verdict. You know what I mean? When everybody in the court, you know, the prosecutors, everybody, they're all in bed with one another. You have to understand. Matter of fact, I would go as far to say they're all family members. You know what I'm saying? That's how the satanic system work. You know, the judge be cousins with the attorneys, and the attorneys be cousins with the police and the investigator. Everybody is one big family affair, you know? It goes on and it says, let me see, several other statements on Lane's character, charitable giving. Dozens more wrote letters to Hereford, including the mother of Lane's son, who spoke of his qualities as a father, and rapper Iggy Azalea, who asked Hereford to hand down a sentence that was transformative, not life-destroying. And I guess they didn't listen to the letters. They didn't listen to the fact that, Lanez has a son, and, 10 years, it's just not cool. In 10 years, his son is going to most likely be grown. I don't know the age of his son, but at the end of the day, 10 years, that's a long time. So by the time he come out, depending on his son's age, his sons might be out there without no guidance, because his father's not around. So this is not only to destroy Tory Lanez, but it's also to destroy his son. Remember, they're trying to destroy generations. That's what they're trying to destroy. And this is how they do it, So they didn't listen to none of the letters. They didn't listen to anything because they already had their mind up, to put him behind bars for 10 years. They probably wanted to give him more, The judge said Lane's son, who is 6 years old, so he's 6 years old, based on the article here, also wrote him a handwritten letter, but he did not describe it further. So the judge disregarded the son's letter as well. He didn't even want to talk about it. Now imagine that. The son wrote a letter and the judge had no soul to say, well, wow, this is a father. This is his 6-year-old son writing a letter. The judge didn't care about none of that. You know what I mean? He said, let's just throw the book at him because he want to do his own thing. Because I'm telling you, fam, they didn't give him 10 years because of Meg Thee Stallion. This goes deeper than that. This goes way deeper. This is not because of Meg Thee Stallion. Meg Thee Stallion is the blueprint that they use to go about crucifying him. It's way deeper than that. This is just to get public opinion to look at him as a monster. This is what they do to black men. They paint them as monsters, but the women are perfectly normal. Like Suzuki or whatever her name is. She's out here 304ing, disgusting, filthy, nasty, but she's praised in public as a queen, by Umar Johnson. This is how it is in today's day. Meg Thee Stallion could be twerking, 304ing, getting her tail laced up in the industry by various rappers, but she's a queen. That's just the way it is in the industry. This is how it is. But the black man, he's a monster at all times. It's just sad, man. 10 years, because of a woman. Guys, you need to make sure that you pay attention, fam. This could be you, Focus on the Most High, fam. Focus on the Most High and get yourself together, man. Y'all be out here playing games, It goes on and it says, the jury of 7 women. Now notice, the jury was 7 women and 5 men. So Tory Lanez had no chance, right? 7 women, 5 men. You already know the odds was against him already. It is what it is, fam. The odds was already against him, fam. Shout out to King Chris for the $6.99. Says the black woman has officially sold us out. The black woman love white men and despise black men. It's never non-black women, yet you can always count on black women to do us dirty. Shaking my effing head. That's exactly true, fam. Trust me, all the guys pretty much are looking at the situation. They share the same sentiments. We got no love from the sisters. 10 years, she begged the judge to give him the stiffest sentence. That just shows this is what they really want for a lot of you guys. If you brothers really believe that our women want to see us successful, they really don't. They want to see you on a soup line. They want to see you begging handouts. They want to see you dead, bro. They want to see you in prison. This is what they want, to get you out of the way so that they can pretty much just run the muck without you holding them accountable for anything. That's where we're at right now, you know? And it's interesting that she got shot in her foot, because the scriptures talk about how these haughty women be out here with the twinkling of their feet, with the ornaments on their ankles. There's scripture that talks about that. So it's like her getting shot in her foot was, you know, symbolic of the sins that she's committing every single day. And for whatever reason, she's still being defiant rather than being a woman who is repenting of her sins. She's still wicked. And it's just sad. It's like no matter what you do, the wickedness continues, you know? So it says a jury of 7 women and 5 men deliberated for a day and a half before convicting Lanez. And you know, for the record, you might all wonder, why is it that in court? Now, think about this, ladies and gentlemen. I want to put you on game right now because this is a serious thing. You ever wonder why in America they want you to do jury duty? Do you know? How many can answer that question? How many can answer the question on why they want you to do jury duty? Do anybody have the answer for that? I want to see where your mind is. It's not a trick question, you know? I just want to see where your mind is because there's a reason for that. See, to be honest, none of you should be doing jury duty. The reason why they want you to do jury duty is because they want you to execute the judgment. See, when you execute the judgment, it's not really the judge. It's actually you. It goes back to the days of the Messiah. It goes back to when the Messiah was judged and lynched. You have to understand, it was the people that did it. Even though the people that were in power may have not wanted to do it, it's the people who forced the hand. So what happens is the judgment will fall back on you. Like, for example, if you do jury duty and you convict a man and you pretty much send him to prison for 10 years, but the man was actually innocent, the sin or the judgment of that falls on you and your generations to come. Your family reaps the destructive judgment that comes from God, not the judge that is sitting down in the court. You get it because you're the one who played God in that position. That's why they leave it up to you. If you only understand what I'm talking about and make it make sense, the courts need the jury. Y'all be thinking the attorneys have the power. Y'all be thinking the judge has all the power. No, it's the jury. The jury is the most powerful in the court. And when you go back there and y'all bring up the judgment, the court just go along with it. And they believe that, well, this must be the right thing because the people said it's okay. It's not a judge that's doing anything. It's the people. And it's sad because the people are actually judging Tory Lanez based on their own trauma, their own feelings, and their own prejudice. That's what's really happened. That's why when you have jurors, it's dangerous. It's really dangerous. Imagine being a black man and the jury is 7 white women or 5 black women and you know 2 more white women and the rest are nothing but white men. You're done. You can forget about it. You gonna get time, bro. Don't let them have non-black people on that juror list. You're finished. They're gonna judge you based on the time in their life when they got harassed by a black man. They're gonna do all sorts of things in memory. And it's just something that's going to, you know, really affect your case. So always remember that from this day on moving forward. When you're in a court setting, right, and they have jurors, they're the ones who's executing judgment, not the judge, not the attorneys. All of that is a dance. All of the cross-examinations, all of that, that's a dance in the courtroom. It's a dance to make it look like something big is happening. The real issue is when they let the jurors decide. And that's wrong, because it's no longer a judge using wisdom to decide whether or not you're guilty or innocent. He's now putting that in the hands of incompetent people that are racist, prejudiced, and got issues with black men. And that's why Tory Lanez didn't get a fair shot. He was doomed beforehand. He was already set up. No matter what attorney he got, he was getting 10 years. It's already set, fam. That's just the way it is. This is why, as black men, we can't afford to put ourselves in a position where we're giving women opportunity to destroy our lives like this. You know? We can't afford to do that. So let me see what else this article has to say. It says, following months of speculation and publicity surrounding the incident, prosecutors charged Lanez with felony assault in October 2020. Lanez pleaded not guilty in November 2020. The Canadian rapper shooting trial began December 12th, 2022, more than 2 years after Megan Thee Stallion accused the R&B artist of inflicting great bodily injury towards her. In a criminal complaint, prosecutors said Lanez fired a gun at a victim identified as Megan P. After she got out of an SUV during an argument in the Hollywood Hills on July 12, 2020. Megan's legal name is Megan Pete. That's her legal name. So let me see what else is going on here. It says prosecutors wanted Tory Lanez to serve 13 years. This is crazy. So they wanted to give him 13 years, y'all. I kid you not. They wanted to give him 13 years, bruh. I'm gonna put it on the screen for you to see. This is crazy. They wanted to give him 13 years. Why? This doesn't even make sense, man. This doesn't even make sense. You know? 13 years? Look what it says, fam. Prosecutors want Tory Lanez to serve 13 years. Defense attorneys push for probation in sentencing memos. So they wanted 13 years. You see that? And it's just sad, you know? On June 6, Los Angeles County District Attorney George Gascon submitted a sentencing memorandum recommending Lanez be sentenced to 13 years in state prison. This is what they was pushing, bro. Why number 13? Put it together, y'all. Put it together. Number 13. Fill in the blanks. Number 13. This is a ritual, man. They wanted to really do this brother in, man. The district attorney office also cited his lack of remorse as a basis to denying probation. So they denied him everything. They did this, they did that. They said he had a lack of remorse. I mean, they already had their mind set up to put him away, you know? In the 12-page memo, first reported and obtained by reporter Megan Cuniff, prosecutors wrote the defendant has failed to exhibit any remorse. How do they decide that you failed to exhibit any remorse? You know why? Because they want you to own up to it. But being that he said he's not guilty, they're like, hold up. So you're not taking the rap. You're not saying you did it. You're not saying this. You're not saying that. He's not showing no remorse. No remorse, guys. 13 years. Put him away. The defendant has failed to exhibit any remorse, which begs the question whether any of the apologies he directed to the victim in his text message and jail call were genuine and not just driven by an effort to maintain her silence. You see what they're doing? This is the industry for you, fam. You know? Except for the jail call admission and the apology text to the victim back in July 2020, the defendant has spent nearly 3 years since that time waging a campaign of misinformation to re-traumatize the victim, prosecutors continued. So they're basically saying that this guy, Mr. Lanez, been on a misinformation campaign to traumatize Megan Thee Stallion. I'm telling you, man, they painted this man as a monster. You know, this is what they did, fam. And she's laughing right now. She's having a good time. Her and her girls are going to pop champagne over this issue. You know? So let me see where we at now. Where we at? Okay, we talked about that. All right. In the sentencing's memorandum, Gascon and Deputy District Attorney Kathy Tay and Alexandra Bott said Lanez not only lacks remorse, he is clearly incapable of accepting any responsibility for his own actions. So now they're accusing him of not being remorseful, not accepting responsibility. The prosecutors referenced Lanez's claims about the incident on social media and his full-length album with several songs about the shooting as examples. So they use his music and everything else to further build a case against him. You know, his online reach is worldwide, millions of followers plus casual observers, and the defense's statements embolden his followers so that they too have been complicit in a re-traumatization. Traumatizing the victim, they wrote. Lawyers for Lanez said in their own sentence and memo that he should get only probation and be released from jail to enter a residential substance abuse program. Now, that would have been better. You know, it would have been better to put him in, on probation, if anything, release from jail, put him in some sort of program or whatever. That way he can, I guess, fulfill this obligation in terms of showing that, okay, he's taking responsibility. You get what I'm saying? It's like, okay, you said he's not taking any responsibility, but if you put him on probation, let him get out of jail, put him in a, residential substance abuse program. If he can follow through with the program and do what he need to do, then he would be showing accountability. You get what I'm saying? He'll be able to pay his debt. But no, let's put him behind bars for 10 years. That's crazy. They said the evidence that led to his conviction was questionable at best, and that his lack of remorse should therefore not be a factor in his sentencing. The memo says if the allegations were true, then alcohol abuse and childhood trauma would be factors. His whole case was a mess. The whole thing is a mess. And it just goes to show, fam, you really can't trust nobody in the industry. It goes on and it says, Megan Thee Stallion testimony in Tory Lanez shooting trial. He was holding the gun, pointing it at me. Megan took the stand on December 13th to testify she saw Lanez fire the handgun at her foot in the summer of 2020. This is what she's saying. She's saying that she saw him do it. This is what they told her to say. She said tensions escalated between them during a car ride after leaving a party at Kylie Jenner's house. She said Lanez had an attitude because she had asked to leave the party early. The rapper added Lanez then told her she needed to stop lying to friends Kelsey Harris, who was also in the car, about their past sexual relationship. Their pair traded barbs over their respective music careers, Megan said, prompting her asking to be let out of the vehicle. However, as she began to walk away from the car, Megan said she heard Lanez say dance expletives as the singer shot her. I'm in shock. I'm scared. I hear a gun going off, and I can't believe he's shooting at me, Megan said. He was holding the gun, pointing it at me. After getting back in the car, Megan said Lanez promised her and Harris $1 million to keep quiet about the assault. Megan said she refrained from initially reporting the shooting to police, citing heightened tensions surrounding police brutality at the time. So now, you know, it's more funny that she even said that, because it's like you refrain from reporting the shooting incident to police because of heightened tensions surrounding police brutality at the time. So you didn't want to tell them nothing because you want to act like you protecting lanes from police brutality, but y'all crucified him with 10 years? Come on, man. This is crazy. They know what it is. They lied. This was the height of police brutality and George Floyd. And if I said this man shot me, I didn't know if they might shoot first and ask questions later. This is what they're saying. Megan explained. So Megan is basically saying that she didn't say nothing to police, right? Because it was the height of police brutality and George Floyd, you know, situation. And if she would have said this man shot me, I didn't know if they might shoot first and ask questions later. Megan explained, adding that in the Black community, it's not really acceptable to be cooperating with police officers. I mean, this is confusion. This is absolutely confusion, fam. You know, this is what she said. Let me put it on the screen. You know, this is crazy. Let me put this piece on the screen just for the record, you know. And as you come into the building, be sure to click the likes. Likes are for free. Shout out to Williams for the $10 support on the super chat. It says, keep up the awesome work. You're the best. Appreciate it. Thanks for sponsoring the show. Let me see. Okay, I said I was putting something on the screen. All right. So, as you can see right here, this is what she put out there, fam. This is crazy. You know, she said this was the height of police brutality and George Floyd. And if I said this man just shot me, I didn't know if they might shoot first and ask questions later. You see that? Megan explained, adding that in the Black community, it's not really acceptable to be cooperating with police officers, which is very dumb, because I don't understand what kind of sense that make, that in the Black community, it's not acceptable cooperating with the police. That's just a stupid comment just to begin with. You know what I mean? It's really dumb how in the Black community that they actually think like this, that it's not acceptable to cooperate with the police. So if somebody shot your mom in the face and we know who did it, we're just not supposed to say anything because us cooperating with the police is going to somehow mean that we're a snitch, right? I'm telling you, fam, get out of the Black community, fam. Go find another community to live in, because any community that don't feel they need to cooperate with the authorities if there is an actual crime. So you mean to tell me if a child got sexually violated in a backyard somewhere and you're in the Black community, that nobody's going to do nothing about it? Nobody's going to say nothing because if I say something, that means I'm a snitch? That's what you're talking about? What kind of stupidity is that? That's crazy. But think about it. Think about her mindset when she said this. But now she's happy to throw him under the bus and let him get 10 years. Because she knew he didn't do nothing. She knew that. That's why she didn't say nothing. Y'all got to put the puzzle together, fam. They wanted to take this man out. You know, and they used her to do the dirty work. And they convinced her. So in her mind, she's doing the right thing. In her mind, she's doing the right thing, fam. You know? So that's pretty much the article there. You know, news is still coming out. People talking about this all over the web. I just wanted to share my thoughts on it. You know what I mean? It's actually breaking news. So it's one of them situations where I'm just hoping that you guys can learn something from this. Hopefully Tory Lanez have learned something about the industry, about women, and about how to conduct himself when it comes to business, to keep himself from situations like this. I be telling you guys all the time, learn how to move in these streets. Stop thinking because you're a star, you got money, that nothing bad could happen. People can line you up, they can set you up, you can get blackmailed. You know, it's really a lot of evil people in the world that's trying to stop your success. So you can't really, put yourself in the fire. That's why I'm not easily deceived. Nobody can run no game on me. I can read people a mile away. And once I see something that look out of pocket, I call it out and I regulate it real quick, because I know that a lot of snakes are out here. So make sure you keep the grass cut, because, they out here trying to put that venom, on you so that you can die. So now this brother got to go away for 10 years now. Now think about that now. 10 years now. That's a long time, fam. Listen, fam, in 10 years, fam, this whole world gonna change, bro. Ain't no telling. This is like the worst time to be in prison, bro. You don't want to be in prison right now. Right now, this is a bad time to be in prison, fam. This is a bad time to get locked up as a black man. Wrong time, wrong season. And they've been torturing this man for about 2 years, 3 years with this trial. So it's like he been in prison already. It's like he did the 13 years, bruh. If you really think about it. If you think about this, fam, this trial and all this mess been going on for about 3 years. So he haven't really been a free man. He always been under the radar. So technically he got the 13 years, if you really think about it. He got the 13 years. Because for 3 years, they've been, tormenting him with this trial. And now they landed him with 10 years. So they gave him 13. So, hey, it is what it is, fam. I'm going to get up on out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate everybody stopping by. You know what I'm saying? Doing what we got to do. Make sure you click the like button if you haven't already. It's very important that you click the like button. We're just bringing you the news, letting you know what's happening in these streets. Because it's crazy out here. Let me see what we got here. Yeah, it is what it is, man. Okay. So let me see what is on the Cash App. I'm not sure if I shouted these people out, but probably I didn't. Shout out to Underdog for the 5, Christopher for the 5, Kaya for the 9, or Kia. Salute to y'all for sponsoring the show. We'll be back later. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. This whole story is messed up. You know what I mean? 10 years, that's a long time, man. That's a long time, man. For a situation like this, they could have gave him probation, but 10 years? What they end this man's life, basically. They end this man's life. So all the talent, everything that he had, his son suffers, his baby mama suffer, everybody suffer. This is really messed up, bro. The wealth, everything suffers, everything stops. This is how fast it can happen, bro, over a woman now. That's sad, man. That's real sad. His son gonna be a grown man, a grown young man by the time he come out. 16, 17 years old. That's crazy, man. That is crazy, bro. By the time he come out, his son gonna have, probably be driving a car. Out there wilding out, you never know. He ain't gonna have the guidance of his father. And I think they doing that on purpose to really get him, Stuff like that'll break a man's spirit, man. Well, anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get up on out of here. We'll be back later. Ringo TV Reactions. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It is what it is. Appreciate everybody stopping by. Right? So we out. Y'all take care. Peace and blessings to the mods, chat, everybody that support the platform. We out of here. Peace.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/Ringo TV Raw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at Ringo TV Raw.
This is Ringo TV Reactions, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100% raw and uncut. I'm out. Peace.